and welcome to Real Talk with Abori.
They won't stop me, but I'm still standing. I'm the illest, that's what I'm saying. Taking over, they think I'm playing. They be talking and they be snitching. Don't like snitches, all in my business. They be hating, jealous, they working. Jealous, they working. They be hating, jealous, they working. When they hating, I just be chilling. So I tell them, get on the floor, have some fun. To the beat, let it rain.
Welcome to Real Talk. Today we have an episode that is just for people who may have young children, or if you know somebody with young children, we have a wealth of information that's going to help you out. We have with us Michelle Delhay from Delhay Pediatric Center. Michelle has worked for 23 years doing occupational therapy with newborns and up. So she's going to talk to us about potty training. She's going to talk to us about weaning from breastfeeding to bottles to table food. And she's just going to give us a wealth of knowledge and teach us how to incorporate play into learning. I also have with me my son, Solomon, and Solomon is going to be working with Michelle to kind of walk us through some things. So if you are a mom or a dad, or you know somebody who has young children, stay tuned because we have a wealth of information for you today. Motherhood is one of the most challenging yet glorious jobs out there. And if you have young children, you know that it could be quite a challenge to find activities that are both educational and fun for your children. With that being said, it is so important that we teach our children. Did you know that a child's subconscious is fully formed by the time they're 7 years old? Or that their education in their early childhood affects not only academics, but their mental, physical, and emotional health later on? It is so important that we are teaching our children. We cannot count on the school system or television to do it for us. We must take on the responsibility to teach our children for ourselves. Today's episode will help you do just that. Today we're doing something really special. We have with us Michelle Delhay. Michelle is an occupational therapist who owns a business called Delhay Pediatric Center. And if you can hear that faintly, that is actually my son Solomon. Michelle is going to be working with Solomon today. She has 4 principles that she's built her business on: eat, sleep, play, learn. So if you have a little one, maybe a toddler or a little older, this episode is going to be perfect for you because she's going to work through some concepts that will help you to play, allow your child to play independently, to potty train your child, even to wean them from a bottle to drinking out of a cup and eating regular food. She has 23 years of experience in pediatric occupational therapy. And she has worked in the NICU, working with babies who are even learning to swallow. You know, Michelle, you obviously have a wealth of information to share with us. Can you just tell us a little bit about why you got into pediatric occupational therapy?
That is the best question ever. I've been really focusing on my heart lately and my why. And my why really has to do with my experiences as a child. You know, we all have different perceptions of how our parents treat us or don't treat us, or our kids that we go to school with. And for me, it really resonates with being able to share love that I have in my heart to parents, to kids, to families. So I really enjoy being able to take what I believe is God-given gifts of understanding a lot about development with all my trainings, but really it comes from my heart, and being able to be fully present and listen and learn with them. They are my teachers. I am not their teacher. That is really what resonates for me. So being able to feel like a kid and be a kid with kids is the best thing.
Awesome. And could you just tell us a little bit about Delhay Pediatric Center?
Sure. Delhay Pediatric Center, like you said, I've really focused on sleep, play, eat, and learn. Those are the principles that we all do every day. You know, occupational therapy, people don't always necessarily understand what it is, and occupational therapy is just that, your occupation. And for children, those are their 4 basic principles in my understanding and my impression that we can break things down into. So being able to help you as a parent understand your nutritional needs. What's healthy for you can be healthy for them. You don't have to compromise good food. You don't have to compromise, you know, value to what you're doing. You don't have to be the drive-through, you know, fast food mom. It's convenient, but you don't have to live that way. It's all about choices. So I really believe in incorporating that holistic approach. You know, and sleep. If we're not eating well, we're not sleeping well. If we're not sleeping well, we don't eat well. It all tends to overlap and flow together. And so I really know that play is what children, that's their job. Their job is really to play. And so utilizing what they know and how they know how to do what they do, I just help build upon that and share it with whoever we can.
Yeah. So you talked about solitary play. What I want to do now is work with, have you show us some solitary play activities for those parents who have kids at home.
Sure.
All right. So now we're going to bring Solomon on stage, and he's going to, you know, work with Michelle to kind of model some of these principles that she's talking about.
Get you over here. Come on over. Hi, my friend. Awesome. So what we have here is Velcro fruit. I love Velcro fruit. It is one of the best objects that you can have. They make them in plastic, they make them in wood. I prefer wood because then I know when they are mouthing it, which he very well will, because he's teething and he's at that age. So the Velcro allows to be using your hands, learning how to use 2 hands together, which you can tell that Solomon's had a lot of great play experience for his age. So he's already understanding the concept of 2 hands together. I have something in one hand, I turn it over, and now here I am exploring with my mouth. Mouths are the windows of the world for children. It can be very frustrating to have them mouth every single thing that they find, especially if you go to the park and they want to pick up gravel, and we don't want them to eat gravel. So now I'm introducing a new concept, which is a knife to cut it instead of our hands. So using tools, and there's your imitation. So what happens with children who are closer to 18 to 24 months, they do what's imitation. Solomon's imitating. That's an excellent skill. So he's already shown how he's built up of learning, coming over, playing for himself, and then I showed him something and he's imitating it. I have another knife, so I'm going to show you again. And now I'm going to put it back together. Your turn. Good job. Now I'm going to help him so he can be a little bit successful. Solomon has never seen these toys before. This is his very first time with any of this that I'm aware of. And so this just shows you how quickly he's learning. We want to capture upon that. So as far as being an occupational therapist, we take play, which is what children do. That's their job, and we learn from them. I'm guiding him, but he's guiding me. He's showing me, what am I interested in? What can I do with this? Good job. You cutting? Yay! Are you gonna eat it? Should I feed the baby? Should I feed my baby? Look, Yay! I cut it. That's me. Good job. So I encourage dolls as far as play. Boys, girls, does not matter. That's a baby. Hi, baby. Should we feed the baby? What should we do with the baby? So again, we're building upon what we are playing with. He's going to eat the baby. That's okay. He's exploring. It's squishy. It's different. What should we do? Oh, you're going to make the baby dance. So when you are a stay-at-home parent, some great things to start off with are Rubbermaid tubs, Tupperware, that kinds of stuff, different sizes, different shapes. because it teaches us the concept of in, on, under, those kinds of things. Well, let me show you. I'm gonna bring baby over here. Come on over, baby. Yeah, I love baby. Oh, I'm gonna build a big tower and then I'm gonna knock it over. So these blocks are actually made out of paper. They are building concepts. So if I started when he was a little bit younger, let me find, here. So if I started with the Tupperware, the top on and off, I can take 2 Tupperwares and put them on top of each other. Came from a set of sheets or a pillow, and it's plastic, so I can keep toys in there. They want to open it, then I'm incorporating fasteners, zippers, how to open things up, how to close things, how to ask for things. I can see it. If you want to see, you can see that there's a whole bunch of things in there, but he can't have access to it unless I unzip it and open it for him. You want to see what's inside? So again, this is another concept of a fabric bag. You can make one, you can find one. Things that go in and out. Look what I have. What? Where'd it go? I put it in. So you're constantly teaching them, you're constantly talking to them, you're telling them things that go in, things that go on, things that go under. All of those concepts get repeated. There is a light. All those things get repeated. Okay, so I can repeat those actions with different objects. I want to build upon who they are at the stage that they're at. I'm going to turn it upside down. Where'd they go? There they are. You picked it up. And again, there's the concept of up. There's the concept of down. There's the concept of in. In. Good job putting the beads in. Beads in. I love beads. Kids love beads, colored beads. So you can play with them inside a container. You can put them in, you can put them out, you can put them on, you can put them under. And then it becomes really helpful with how to grasp little things. Another favorite thing to do is I can teach him, if he wasn't so busy at the moment, and it was the right time, of how to put this on over my toes and then up my leg. That's socks. How do I grasp onto a sock? Everybody, taking off is the best thing, right? Did you take it off? I'm gonna put it on. Take it off. So again, he's learning how to use his hands for other things. That is a very nice try. So there's your imitation of him trying to get it on over his head. Okay? So at home, what would this look like? If you are stay-at-home mom or dad for a little while, or for a long time, it's hard to always keep your eye on them. So you want to have your different stations. You know, we've got things up underneath, we have things on top, and we want to make sure that it's in an environment that I know if he gets away from it, he'll still be okay and safe. And now he's gone back to the baby things. You don't always have to have the newest, biggest, brightest toy that makes the most noise, right? Concept of on. Thank you. Do you want me to hold it again? You're gonna pull? Oh. Very nice. I heard your voice. Wow, good job. So we can incorporate this activity with breathing, him exploring noise. We've just made this one toy into 5 different experiences. So all of that is breath control that helps with bowel control when you are trying to help them understand when they are done going or when they are needing to be changed. It helps them understand their own bodies, and that's what I love about all this exploration. Open. You want to try again? Say bye-bye. You talk. Say bye-bye, everybody. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Example of somebody who really knows how to play. He loves playing. That's his job. He should be good at his job. And he helps me help you learn your job better as a parent, as a mom, as a dad, as a caretaker. Bye, Solomon.
One of the keys to a happy and healthy life is to know how to manage your stress. And let's just face it, you can't eliminate stress altogether out of your life, right? But you can learn how to manage it. My name is Abori, and I'm a certified stress management coach and the author of the book Crush Stress While You Work. So if you want to be controlling your life and get the tips and tricks how to manage your stress, please go to Amazon.com and purchase my book Crush Stress While You Work.
So Michelle, while you're here, I want to tackle some conversations that are maybe challenges for moms.
Sure.
One is going to be weaning. So weaning from maybe the breast to a bottle, and then weaning from a bottle to table food.
Sure.
So that's one. And then two, potty training. I mean, that's kind of like, you know, that magic cloud in the sky. You know, I don't even know when to get started or how to get started.
Sure.
So first, let's talk about the weaning.
Sure.
What are your recommendations? And can you just kind of walk us through the process? What goes through a baby's mind when they're learning those new concepts?
It's perfect. I look at that in two things: weaning and learning. You have weaning, but you're also learning at the same time. So in order to figure those things out, certain developmental things need to be there. So let's talk about your first one, about either the breast or the bottle weaning. You know, my encouragement would be that if you are mostly exclusively breastfed or breastfeeding your child, I would not look to wean them to a bottle unless absolutely necessary. The reason being is that from there you're going to try to wean them to a cup. That's an extra step that they don't necessarily need. They're getting their nutrition mostly through breastfeeding. Now, if you happen to be breastfeeding and they happen to get a bottle, then they're already there. You don't need to wean them full time to a bottle. I would wean them more towards a sippy cup with a straw.
Okay. That makes
Something
sense.
that has, you know, a smaller spout, something that does not have a big spout to it, that replicates what a bottle looks like. It keeps them in that same developmental stage, and they don't learn to the next step. So if that's the situation, that would be my recommendation. When to do it, that's always the big question.
Exactly.
It's the $1 million question. I don't have $1 million. However, developmentally, you want to make sure that your child is able to sit up by themselves, meaning you put them in sitting and they have good head control, good neck control, good trunk control. They are in control of their body. Yes, they may fall over. That's just part of learning. But you want to make sure that they're not dependent on you to be able to hold themselves up for an extended period of time when it comes to feeding. That's a good indication for when I'm introducing finger foods. There's also the concern for, you know, introducing table food or jarred food or homemade baby food too soon. There's been a lot of research out there with allergies and sensitivities, and really I always encourage people to talk with their pediatrician because they know your child's developmental stages best. However, you still need to have that head, neck, and trunk control to be able to say, yes, I can actually control myself and, you know, explore in a very messy way, because kids are messy and that's how they learn.
And so when you're introducing table foods or finger foods, what do you recommend?
So there's different schools of thought on all of this. For me, it is definitely about being healthy. We talked a little bit about that. And healthy means, you know, trying to stay away from preservatives, trying to stay away from dyes, trying to stay away from a lot of prepackaged stuff. Now, you know, when we were growing up, we had Cheerios, and everybody got Cheerios to learn how to finger feed. You know, I encourage to not go with Cheerios from a sense that if you were to put one in your mouth, they don't easily dissolve, meaning saliva doesn't easily break them down and they can stay in that same hard consistency, and then now you have a choking hazard. We used to think that they were good, so now Gerber made it great, or any other product where they have finger puffs, you know, those are fantastic, because if you were to put that in your mouth, it's light, it's airy, and then saliva hits it and it starts to dissolve and break down, and there's no risk of me choking on it. So that is a great stage. When you look for the next stage, something a little bit harder, he's teething. I want something that's firmer, something he can hold on to. Carrot sticks work well, apples work well. You can freeze them first, cut them up, freeze them, and now they're frozen. And so they're not going to hurt their teeth, they're going to bite, and it's going to be cold and it's going to be hard. And as that starts to warm up, the saliva is already starting to break that down a little bit. You're not comfortable with, I don't think he could chew that, you take it away and you replace it with something different. The reason I like strips and have been taught from many people before me is because it allows them to hold on. It allows them to be in control, or it allows you to hold on and to be in control if they're not at that age yet. And then when they do start to break things down, it takes a long time for them to be able to take a bite. It teaches them how to explore their mouth, and it teaches them how to move their tongue. It teaches them all the stages of feeding and chewing that they need to progress to the next stage. As far as, how you build upon there, people think about 9 to 12 months and starting to introduce those things. Maybe it's 12 to 15 months and doing soft-boiled chicken or beef or turkey. If it's crumbly beef, that would be harder. Think of yourself. Eat the food yourself. Just think, what is happening inside my mouth? What is happening when I swallow? Would that be easy for somebody who does not know how to do it, and I'm trying to teach them to do it? I'm trying to help them learn how to do it. Eventually they get there.
Like small pieces of beef might not be so easy, like they inhale it. And
correct. And cough. Coughing's a good thing because they're protecting their airway, but then you as a mom or a dad get a little concerned and try to jump in and, say, we're not going to eat that again, and now your child has this response because you had a response. You want to keep them safe, but they coughed, they're fine. You're not fine because now you're nervous. What if they choke? Oh, they're choking. What if this? What if that?
Oh, we went through that drama when he was first born. Every cough was like, and eventually it was actually my husband had to snap me out of it. He's okay, like stop freaking out every time he coughs.
I try to encourage parents that, choking is where you truly have no air passing through your throat. You are turning colors, and it is very scary. That's truly what choking is defined as far as therapy goes, and the way that I view it. If they are coughing, if they are crying, if they are making noises, they are breathing, that's not choking. It's part of, it could lead to, so you're attentive, and it's all in your response. It's all in your reaction. So you had that, oh my gosh, is he going to be okay? And your husband said he's going to be fine. But it takes time to get there. You have to learn how to trust. That's the foundation of any relationship, is building trust.
Right. So we don't have much time, but I just want to touch on potty training.
Yes.
What do you recommend, and what tools would a parent need to make that transition?
So tools go back to when we were playing, building in those concepts of on, off, under, in. I know we don't have much time, but think about what you do. As a new parent, you watch your child go to the bathroom in their diaper. That's what we do. We want to make sure they're okay, and then we run to the rescue. We don't want them to be wet, but do we really take the time to explain to them with gentle, loving words what is happening with their body? You are going to the bathroom. I'm not going to tell a 1-month-old that, but rather than responding, oh, that's a stinky diaper. We all do that. It's a normal reaction. But what does that do for that child? Repeatedly, you have this, oh, that's just offensive. What are we feeding you? They're not meant to be harmful, but they can leave an impression on them. So I encourage you to think about what you're saying and how you're saying it. That is really, truly the first steps. Teaching them teaching them to hand you a plate when you are done feeding, when it's empty, and you say it's all empty. It's like when you go to the bathroom, you're all empty. Oh, you're filling up. To pull in the concepts of what it means to go to the bathroom without it having to be such a hard task for them at the age that they're at. So you are always talking to them, you're always teaching them, but that is, I think, one area that we as a society do not really explain to them while we're watching them use the bathroom. Now we put them in this room, the bathroom, and expect them to know what to do. A lot of times you want to encourage them and introduce them to a potty seat. Absolutely your choice, but think about where you're putting it. Most people will probably encourage it where you just want them to get used to sitting in it, but you put it in the playroom. Okay, because they're maybe used to going to the bathroom in their diaper there. Or now you put it in their room because that's where their changing table is. And then you move it to the bathroom, but they have no interest in actually using it for what it's meant to be used for. You may be experiencing this from Solomon, I'm not sure, where you're trying to use the bathroom and he constantly is coming in and trying to play with you. He's at an age, and most kids of that trying to potty age are going through separation anxiety. They repeatedly go through through stages of separation anxiety. So they are afraid you're not going to come back out. What's happening in there? But do you really take the time to explain at their level of what their understanding is, what you're doing in the bathroom, and how they're going to get to learn to do it? No, it's more of, it's probably more than likely, if you're a stay-at-home parent, that's a reprieve for you to be in the bathroom by yourself.
I've gotten to the point where I just close the door, Mommy will be right back, and he's like putting his fingers under the door like, hey, hey. So I'm just like, I'll be right out.
So you can utilize that experience to learn, to build on. When you're going, and you need your time. But then invite him in when you're really not going, but pretend you're going. Build that trust with him of what the bathroom is. What is it used for? Why do you go in there? And then why do you want me to go in there? And what can I do? And please be careful with using reinforcements. I think reinforcements are a beautiful thing. For me, it doesn't make sense to reinforce with food for trying to go to the bathroom, especially if you're in the bathroom and you're handing them a little piece of food to say, good job, you sat on the potty. It can be something that can be well utilized. It's just think about the messages you're sending. We as adults do not eat in the restroom in the bathroom. Why are we teaching our children to do that? And it makes it very confusing. So I can eat in here, why do I need to go to the bathroom in here? And teaching them those concepts. I also encourage that you have been teaching them about their body parts, helping them understand, not just say, this is my eye and this is my tummy. Explain, and your tummy digests your food. They don't have to understand the whole complexity of the big word, but they understand your intonation, the inflection in your voice, the way you talk about things, the excitement that you have, the relaxation of going to the bathroom, as opposed to, ooh, I don't know what we're feeding you kind of response. It's really comes down to foundation.
Well, we just want to thank you for being here. You have such a wealth of information. If you guys have any questions about Delhay Pediatric Center, or if you would like your child to work with Michelle, you want to go to her website, 48delhay.com. And so we'll be right back with more of Real Talk. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Also, we want to thank our sponsors. We have Lolita Guarin, who is a stress management coach. If you want to know more about Lolita, or if you would like to work with her or have her come to speak at one of your engagements, go to beamazingyou.com. Lolita also has a book called Crush Stress at Work. I highly recommend it. We also have Cultural Expression. These guys have these cool origin shirts that allow you to share your culture with everyone around you. If you would like to order one of these shirts, go to culturalexpression.com. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week on Real Talk.